Step-by-step notes on proportions. Two equal ratios form a proportion. You can use cross products to see if two ratios do indeed form a proportion. If the cross products are equal, the ratios form a proportion. 3 times 4 equals 12. These are called cross products. We're going across and we're multiplying. 6 times 2 equals 12. If your cross products are equal, then you say yes. These ratios, 2 to 3 and 4 to 6, form a proportion. Let's try another one. 12 times 6 equals 72. 9 times 8 equals 72. Again, we say yes. These ratios, 8 to 12 and 6 to 9, form a proportion. You can use proportions to determine the value of a variable. Step 1. Find the cross products. 6 times 30 equals 180. 9 times x equals 9x. Set them equal to each other and bring them down. 180 equals 9x. Do you see, all I've done is recopy. I've brought this side down and this side down. Step 2, set the cross products equal to each other. That's just what we did. And step 3, solve using division. Our variable here is x. It's being multiplied by 9. The opposite operation is to divide by 9 on both sides. What you do to one side, you want to do to the other. The 9's cancel. X equals, and 180 divided by 9 equals 20. Rewrite your solution. X equals 20, and square or circle it. Let's give it a try. 12 times 5 equals 60. 30 times n equals 30n. Step 2, set your cross products equal to each other. 30n equals 60. Your variable here is n. It's being multiplied by 30. The opposite is to divide by 30 on both sides. And n equals 2. You can use proportions to make predictions. For example, Mrs. Strebe can drive 120 miles in 2 hours. How far can she drive in 7 hours? Your first step is to set up your proportion in words. What is it that you're comparing? So our words here will be miles and hours. Typically, time goes on the bottom. Typically, money goes on the top when you're setting up proportions. Step 2, set up the first ratio using what you know. So we know we're going to end up with two ratios set equal to each other. Our first ratio, this one right here, is what we already know. It's usually in the first sentence of your word problem. And here it is right here. We know that I can already drive 120 miles in 2 hours. So 120 matches the miles, so it will go on top with the word miles, and 2 hours, so 120 miles in 2 hours. Your second ratio will be what it is you're trying to find out right here. So step 3, place an equal sign and set up the second ratio with what you know and using a variable. So the question is, how far can I drive in 7 hours? Your 7 is going to go on the bottom because we've said that with the words, and your x will go on top. Step 4, use cross products to solve for x and answer the question. 2 times x equals 2x. 7 times 120 equals 840. Set your cross products equal to each other and bring them down. 840 equals 2x. X is your variable. It's being multiplied by 2. The opposite operation is to divide by 2. What you do to one side, you want to do to the other. The 2's cancel. X is isolated, comes down by itself. X equals, and 840 divided by 2 is 420. Now this is a word problem, so you must answer in words. I can drive 420 miles in 7 hours.